Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about can you get your ex back when she blocked you? If you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. Welcome to Just the Tip Tuesday. So if she blocked you, it's obviously because she doesn't want you to contact her. But there may be a couple of reasons why that is that will help you potentially get her back. So what are those potential reasons? First of all, she may have blocked you because you were way too needy, attentive, and desperate. You were moving too fast. You showed a lot of low self-value traits, and she's just completely turned off right now. And you keep pushing, and the only way for her to get you to stop chasing is for her to block you. So that's one way. We're going to go over how to respond to each of these different ways after I give them all to you. Second way or reason that she might have blocked you would be because she actually can't help but be completely drawn to you, and your relationship is just turmoil. She knows that for some reason, either legit or not legit, because of you or because of her, because of the dynamic of the relationship, you are bad for her. And if she lets you in with just a crack, then she is going to go flying back to you and start the whole process all over again. And the third reason why she might have blocked you is because she legit has moved on and she's either seeing someone else or wants to be seeing someone else, or she has mentally made a commitment to date other people. So she may or may not be dating someone, but she might be on a dating site again, or still, or actively looking, and she just doesn't want to deal with you. She wants to make a clean sweep of it. Okay, how do you get her back if she's blocked you? Well, the thing you have to know is that whatever turned her off, whether you were too needy or whether you were too aloof, maybe didn't even respect her, didn't even contact her, never replied, ghosted her way too often, you have to show her, not tell her, show don't tell, that you are a completely different guy than the guy she rejected. So if you can't show her that through text or other, I'll give you the other in a little bit, then she's going to assume you're the same guy that she didn't want. She doesn't want the same guy that she rejected. She wants a different guy. So you have to prove to her that you're a different guy. So you can't use the same MO that you were using before, because all that says is you the same guy. That won't work. So if you were overly attentive or needy or desperate or clingy or moving way too fast, then you need to do the opposite. You need to scale way back and be less concerned. Take her off that pedestal. If you put a woman on a pedestal, she will look down on you. You have to know your worth is higher than her worth. Yes, we're all worth the same. But if you act like she's worth more than you are, she will instinctively, intellectually, unconsciously believe that she is worth more than you. What woman wants to be with a guy that is worth less than she is? No, she wants to be with at least someone on the same level. So you have to believe that you're at least on the same level. And if you acted super needy, then you have to act and behave on a much higher level. There's my arm way up there, just to balance out the equilibrium because of where you really believe you are in the relationship. So you need to step back and be more aloof and care less and be less attentive and less quick to reply, initiate less, all of these things. But okay, yes, you're like, yeah, but she's blocked me. How do I even get there? Wait, just wait. We'll get to that. Hold on. Hang tight. Not from a bridge. Okay, if you were aloof or didn't, maybe you were playing the game, or maybe you are a player, or maybe you got 3 girls on the go. Whatever it is, if you made her feel unimportant, if you were aloof, if you never reached out, if you ghosted her, if you took forever to reply, if you were on the other end of the spectrum and that's what drove her away, then you need to be more attentive. Then you need to reply. Then you need to maybe give some compliments, or don't do that if you were overly complimentary. But if you basically starved her of these things, then this is when you go back in and you offer up some of the things that she was lacking, that you restricted the relationship of. So essentially, here's the key point. The key point is she needs to feel like, what the F? Who is this new person that is now trying to get back in my life? Yes, we'll get to the blocky part. Hold your horses. And the third situation is if she's already, dating someone else or moved on or whatever. If that's the case, then it's not necessarily too late. It depends on if you were too aloof or too attentive. Possibly other things as well. There may be legit reasons why the relationship didn't work out. Maybe your values, beliefs, and long-term goals didn't align. If you haven't taken my Wake Up to Love program, you need to take that. Because if you're choosing the wrong person based on beliefs, values, and long-term goals, it's just not going to work out. You're going to be in for a bumpy ride, not a fun ride. If you want a fun ride, then you need to get in alignment with your values, beliefs, and long-term goals. So it could be that she's legit realized that you really just don't have any long-term potential based on those three things. And no, that means that you're not going to be able to get her back, and you shouldn't get her back and shouldn't want to get her back, even though I know it's painful. Sorry, I know. Here's some other things. If you were way too submissive, if you were a nice guy, if you were beta male, then you need to go to dominant alpha qualities, characteristics. You need to show her your dominant side in a kind, respectful way. You can still be alpha dominant and respectful. A lot of guys don't understand that that's actually mutually possible. If you were super dominant or dominant in a disrespectful way or didn't show any vulnerability, then you need to express a little bit of vulnerability. Not too much, even though women will tell you they want vulnerable. They really don't. Women say they want it because they want a little bit of it, but they still want you to maintain your masculinity. Otherwise, she goes into maternal mode. Maternal mode and arousal mode cannot happen in the same place in an intimate relationship. If you were needy, you need to wait for her to break no contact. If you were aloof, you need to reach out to her more. If you were too serious, you need to add some playful flirtation and fun and teasing and flirting in there. If you were way too humorous and everything was a joke, you need to scale back and maybe let her see a little bit of your serious side. And if she's seeing someone else or wants to, then let her see someone else. Do not break no contact during a time where she's out dating someone else. Instead, you want to suggest that that's a good idea. This is reverse psychology. What? What do you mean it's a good idea for me to be dating somebody else? Don't you want me? Well, if she actually has a little bit of interest left over for you, or if she still has an ounce of attraction, she's going to wonder why you're not fighting for her in that way. Go ahead, see what else is out there. I know I'm the right guy for you, but you're not going to also wait around for her. Never wait for a woman. Never. I mean, never. Never, 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 never wait for a woman. You're putting yourself on the shelf. Come on, that was kind of cute. That means there's no competition. She's got to believe that you're out in the world subject to the admiration of other women, and she's going to lose out on you if she doesn't figure out soon that you're the guy for her. And if she's seeing other guys, you can always suggest, hey, we can still hang out as friends, and then you work the friend angle. I've done other videos on that. Watch them. Now, if she's blocking you because she's super attracted to you and she's merciless to your charms, eventually she'll unblock you and contact you. And then you just move in for the close and try to mitigate some of the things that you did that drove her away to begin with. Not completely, don't go completely the other way, or she's going to lose respect for you. But you're going to compromise in some areas. Like if you were out all night with your guy friends all the time and inappropriately flirting with other women, well, you might want to curtail that. If you want to be in a relationship, that's not really appropriate behavior for an intimate, healthy, especially monogamous relationship. Now, here's a tip as well for conversations. Even if you were needy and you're going to go the opposite way and not be needy by being confident and independent and autonomous and have a life, and I've done other videos on how to get your ex back by having that life. So watch those because there's a lot of detail there. But you're going to do that, but you're still never going to ghost a conversation. Instead, you might end a conversation by saying, look, I got to go. I'm meeting some friends, or look, I gotta go. I'm meeting someone. Don't specifically say gender because she'll wonder or whatever, but let's talk again soon. Or, hey, beautiful, you want to just be confident in your interactions, but you also want to end the conversations early. So she's doing all of the initiating, especially when she comes back, but you're ending those conversations in a polite and respectful way while leaving some mystery for her and also closing the deal. So you're going to ask to get together. Hey, let's get together. If she doesn't, then you're going to close off that conversation pretty quickly with respect. Don't make her think that you've had an effect on her, just that if she wants more of you, she's going to have to provide more of her. Now, if she does sense that you might be changed from what you were, she's probably going to test you to see if those changes are real. So just be prepared for that. And you may even want to watch my playlist on how she tests you and how to pass those tests, because there's a lot of detail there. But just expect it, because, of course, you're coming back as this new person, and she might not trust that those changes are actually real. Very good idea while you're doing no contact is to work on yourself. Again, you should definitely do my Wake Up to Love program, because it's going to make you into the kind of guy that every woman wants. Like, the details in there are for what every woman wants. And then there's specifics where you go in and you fine tune how to be the guy that the girl you really wants. And while not compromising yourself, because the most important thing is that you have to have self-respect. So never change yourself for someone else. And it teaches you how to do that. Because self-respect is probably one of the most important qualities that a woman needs you to have for her to be able to respect you. If she can't respect you, she can't get aroused for you. She cannot be attracted to you as a partner. And you're going to basically be starting the relationship over from scratch. Whoever she was dating before, that's not you anymore. You have to be a completely different person than the one that she rejected. Because in her mind, she's building up all the reasons why she did leave, all the reasons why it was a good idea for her to break it off. So all those attributes that turned her off are going to be magnified in her memory. If you were too nice, you definitely want to watch my Nice Guy playlist. Remember that no contact doesn't mean ignoring her messages if she does reach out. It means not initiating contact with her. Another key point is if and when she does come back, or if you do reach out to her and you are starting to engage again in conversation, do not talk about the relationship you had. You're going to start from scratch. You just met this girl. You're starting from scratch. If you start talking about what went wrong in the relationship right away, it's too heavy. You want to go in light and playful, and again, just start from the beginning. Now, one thing, and you're not going to like this, but if the reason that she broke off contact or blocked you is because you were needy and desperate and overly attentive, those impressions last. They last longer, and it's far more difficult to get her back. The only way that you might be able to get her back is by showing her, never tell, that you are a completely different person. And the only way that's going to be possible is if she unblocks you and she can see through maybe your social media or through mutual friends that you're a different person. At some point, if there's still a glimmer of attraction, then she will find a way to make contact with you. Now, the one time that this might not apply, where she has been driven away by your neediness or desperateness or low self-esteem, is if you've already been together for a while and the reason for your behavior is situational. Like maybe you lost a job and it's been really hard to find a new job and it's kind of beating up your self-esteem. And so you're starting to act not very masculine. You're starting to act like a needy child. Well, if she saw you before that happened, where you were confident and masculine and all the qualities that she was originally attracted to, then there is a memory of that in her psyche. So there's a greater potential that she can see that in you if you show it to her again. But if you started the relationship being needy, desperate, clingy, overly attentive, overly flattering, and moving way too fast, then she doesn't have anything else to gauge. That is your first impression. That is the lasting impression. And it will be very, very difficult for her to see you in any other light. So if you were that guy then you need to ask yourself, what was it in you that made you act that way with this girl? Did you think that she's better than you? Did you think that if you don't latch on to her, that you're going to lose her because she's going to figure out that she's better than you, that she can do better than you? If that's the case, then you need to work on yourself and get yourself to a better place so that your confidence will be reflected by any woman that you are with or approach or are interested in. So again, Wake Up to Love was going to help you do that. Now you're wondering, okay, but you didn't tell me how to get her if she blocks me. That wasn't the title of the video. The title of the video was, can you get her if she blocks you? And the answer is, if you are super needy and she blocks you and never unblocks you, then no, you're going to need to step away from her. If she unblocks you at some point, then that means she's thought about you enough to unblock you. At that point in time, if it's been at least 30 days, preferably 60, then you want to break no contact and communicate with her. I've done other videos, so watch those other videos about that. If she unblocks you and contacts you, then definitely move in for closing the deal. And the closing the deal is getting together without talking about the relationship and just seeing what happens, starting from scratch, light, fun, and playful, giving her what she didn't have the original relationship. So giving her what she didn't have in a needy, when you were needy, means giving her space, giving her pace. She needs to pace the relationship. Well, you need to lead the relationship, but she needs to pace the relationship. I know this is probably not what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. And if you're in the situation where she's just probably not going to come back, then I also suggest that you watch my How to Get Over Her playlist. There's only 4 videos there, but it will be worthwhile. And my heart does go out to you. I know I've given you some tough love here today, but my hope is that it will help you get past this and become the kind of guy that you respect, that your peers respect. And if that happens, then the right woman will respect you and want you as well. So lots of love, big hug, hang in there, not from a bridge, and I'll see you next week.